Here's what we know: we are great people because we are sparks of the divine, not because our egos are huge, but we know that God lives in us, around us, through us. God is the life force moving through you right now. And baby, that's your superpower. Welcome to Calm in the Chaos, where we try to have fun now and then. And I did not get a cape to wear, but you'll see why I tried. I received an invitation in the mail this week to a fundraising gala where the theme is heroes. Now, I suspect I will wear a cape and some sort of colorful tights when I attend, but it got me thinking about the words heroes and superheroes. I'm a fan of the phrase, not all heroes wear capes. When reading a news article about a first responder who was badly burned while saving a young child, or a woman who gave a kidney to a coworker, no cape required. And then my mind was pulled to the words power and superpower. And that's where it all began. The thought of what elevates a person from regular mundane life to a place of being a superhero is often unrecognizable. The answer just may be one tiny act that may go unnoticed by the world, but makes a world of difference to one person. Being able to be that superhero means we might have to cultivate some of our superpowers. Let's identify a few of those superpowers, and with each one of us built as a unique entity in the world, fashioned after the great source of love, with talents and gifts that are ours to share, we can explore whatever superpowers may lie hidden within each of us. You'll find yours. Because superpowers are not just amazing feats that will win this year's America's Got Talent prize, I think I need to talk about the superpowers that are right here in your daily life. Ways that we behave that help to create the world where people care for and support one another, where we hold one another up and live without fear of our neighbors. Let's name a few of these superpowers and see which ones resonate with you. Do you embrace the superpower of connection? Are you the friend who listens carefully to another's story? Are you the person who delivers homemade chicken soup to someone who is unwell? Maybe you chair a committee that serves people of a marginalized group so they have a place to belong and be heard. Do you have the superpower of connection? Another superpower that some people hold and cultivate is the power of resilience. This one's tough, and it has come to the forefront in the form of a website which recently revealed millions of viewers had chosen to watch a tutorial on how to drug and rape a woman. Resilience can show up in many forms, and it certainly shows up in rape victims who can heal their lives and move forward with their heads held high. I champion women who have fought the battles of domestic and systemic abuse and have chosen to rise above victimhood. All the while with toddlers clinging to their legs and babies sucking on their breasts. Resilience is one of those superpowers whose roots lie in courage. If you have overcome adversity, faced down another human who was hurting you, or continued to put one foot in front of the other day after day while carrying the heavy load of a special needs child or a terminal illness, you have the superpower of resilience. I just mentioned that resilience grows out of the roots of courage. And I wonder how many of us consider ourselves to be courageous. I'm watching a trend of women who are choosing to remain single because dating becomes too emotionally exhausting. Remembering to never ever leave your drink or food out of your sight, or wondering how long we must meet in public places before trusting that your date is not one of the millions who curiously visited that rape tutorial. And what women need to parallel our own resilience and courage is for men to teach and police each other. And that takes courage. Psychologist Brené Brown tells us in a TED Talk that the thing men fear most is appearing to be weak. For a man to call out another man when an oppressive slur is said, or a demeaning comment is shared about a woman, or a tale is told of a great date that was clearly all about disrespecting the woman, a man with great courage will speak up and not fear that he looks weak to his brothers. Show up, stand up, speak up for women. Form an army of men who understand that patriarchy keeps all of us from being the best versions of ourselves. Cultivate your power of courage. Next, we turn to the superpower of creativity. Yes, you. You are a creative person, but perhaps your creativity was stifled by a childhood where nobody noticed your superpower and it is only now showing its face. Creativity is the power to bring into being something which wasn't there before. The creative superpower manifests itself in small ways at first, like when you select what clothing to wear each day, you're creating a look. When you decide how to place the dishes on the table for dinner, artistic choices. Selecting new eyeglass frames, planning a garden layout, turning a plant just so, considering the light source, where to hang a portrait. And then creativity grows if you let it. I just bought a set of watercolor paints and brushes last week. No real goal, no reason, just for fun. And I watched a couple tutorials and spent an hour of solitude painting. There's a creative soul inside every one of us that is yearning to pick up a ukulele or a paintbrush or learn how to use a scroll saw or build a brick pathway or learn knitting. My mother started knitting in her 80s. Or learn how to detail a car. See, to cultivate beauty and kickstart your creativity, you may have to let go of some of the barriers that play in your head. The person who told you that you have no talent, the parent who chastised you for wasting time when you were writing poetry. But I know your soul will sing a happy song if you cultivate your superpower of creativity. Now, this next topic may not seem like a superpower because it has to do with something we all do anyway. It's the superpower of our breath. And I don't mean the superpower of knocking somebody over from a garlic pizza. I mean that intentionally focusing on our breath can contribute to so many benefits in our lives. Many teachers of body work start with breath work on day one of instruction. Yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, they all practice breathing, aligning with the movements that are being taught. Now, breathing practices are taught in singing classes as well, but breath work can be a practice all on its own, with exercises such as inhaling for a count of 8, holding the breath when lungs are full for another count, and then exhaling through the mouth for another count. All of this adds not only to our physical health, but also adds to our spiritual grounding. Breath work allows us to look inward as we journey on our path. And lastly, I wonder if you hold the superpower of patience. This is a tough one. Patience with others, patience with ourselves as we navigate difficult situations, and patience with the world at large. Patience is not passivity, sitting back and watching others carry out their lives. Patience is knowing that whatever happens, we will be all right. Patience is knowing that the outcome of a situation may not be what we wanted, But whatever it is, we will have the skills to carry on. Patience is not holding so many expectations, but clearly thinking out possibilities that may arise and knowing that each one has lessons for us. Patience is not jumping to a knee jerk reaction, but taking a breath, a pause, and allowing us to create a response in its place. Patience, creativity, courage, resilience, connection, breath work, they are all attributes to be cultivated. I call them superpowers because they can elevate us out of the muck and mire of existence and step us into the brilliant light of joy and contentment. Benjamin Franklin, the great American statesman, selected 13 attributes that I call superpowers. He, he chose them to be the focus of his intentions for his life, and he'd rotate every few weeks, focusing on a different one. But every morning he asked himself, what good shall I do this day? And he ended every day with a self examination of what good have I done today? May we strive to develop our superpowers as they add to our spiritual growth. And may we challenge ourselves to ask those questions about the good that we're doing. Blessings on all.